Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today I decided to just make a really casual video about endgame in the game of Go. So you might realize that I've never talked about endgames in my channel at all. Mostly because I think that endgame levels up as your general rank just level up. So I don't really understand why, but I feel like when people start going up in ranks, their end game just tend to improve, right? As they play more games, they start to have ideas as to what is bigger on the board. But not always, right? Even professional players do make end game mistakes. Not to say the amateur level players, right? For anyone, I do make end game mistakes all the time, yeah, that's just what makes Go game such a fun game, because we make mistakes. But today I do want to talk about some of the basics in endgames, so that in a very close game, that you are able to keep your lead or you're able to make a comeback in the game. So we'll focus on three scenarios. One is this take-in move. The other one is to make an eye here. The third one is Hane Connect. So we'll calculate the points. We'll figure out exactly how much they are worth, and we'll make a conclusion. So let's first look at what if Black Hanes. When Black Hanes at J5, White's gonna block, and then Black connects back. Now realize that Black has a point at J7, right? This is a point that Black was able to make by playing these two moves, but also realize what happens to J4, right? White has a stone here, so this is not White's point anymore. So let's now look at what if White takes the Sente to actually play out, right? Like if White plays this one, Black doesn't play this one, White connects, and now the previously J4 was occupied by a stone, but now it becomes a point. So White is able to gain 1 point in this process. So in conclusion, we can see that when Black Hane connects, not only Black makes a point at J7, but also Black reduces White's territory by 1. So White's got squeezed by 1 point. So the gain of 1 point and the loss of your opponent adds up to basically 2 points. So this move, what we call that, is a 2-point Gote move, right? So the value is 2 point in Gote. All right, so what about this one, right? If White's gonna play, White obviously gonna get rid of the eye. So now, if Black connects, this is a 1-point Sente. White is able to squeeze Black's 1 point in Sente. So that's pretty good. That's 1 point Sente, and we usually say 1 point Sente is the same value as 2 point in Gote, right? That's just a convention in the game of Go, right? Because we assume there's something that has equal value than what you're playing right now. So it's not really mathematically vigorous, but that's just usually what we say, right? Like a 1 point Sente is a 2 point Gote. So it has the same value as this one. However, that is not an accurate count, because at here, Black is not going to respond. Black is not going to connect and letting White to take the Sente. Black can play somewhere else. So how do we count something like this? Well, if White squeeze here, Black loses E7 for sure, right? So that's 1 point in our pocket for sure when we play this. But then next, when Black connects, White's only squeezed Black by 1 point. But if Black does not connect, White can take here. Black can make another move elsewhere, and then White is going to connect. So this is a hard part in the game of Go, is that it takes Black 1 move to connect this point back, and it takes 2 moves for white to gain this point. So once again, takes black 1 move for him to save the point, and then takes white 2 moves to actually gain the point. So we have to divide the point by 3, which is 1/3 each, and then black has 2/3, right? Because it takes him 1 move, takes me a lot less work than white to actually get that point, so he gets 2/3 of that point, and white gets 1/3 of that point, right? This is all of a probability type of problem, right? So we say this 1 point and a third. That's where a lot of times you would have like thirds coming out in your counting, in your end games. You have heard of them. That's where the thirds happen. So this is one point and a third. But the other, so a lot of times people just be like, because 1 point and a third is 1.33 points. So we usually just call it a point and a half, right? We usually say, hey, why don't we just round it up? Because 1 and a third is just not, I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think you have a third of a point. A lot of people just call it 1.5. So this is 1 point and a third, kind of in Gote, and this point is a 2 point in Gote. So we can tell that this Hane connect is bigger than white squeeze over here. So what about this taken here? So let's say, for example, white connects here. White has A3 point. This is white's point, and what if black takes? When black takes, and then white blocks here, white already lost A3 point. So that's 1 point already. But remember, when black takes the point, he actually has a capture. So that's 2 points, right? So black is supposed to have 2 points in Sente with this move. However, once again, so it takes 1 move for black to actually claim his 2 points. But white can take 2 moves to get the point back. So actually black does not have 2 points. Black has 2 point minus a third. That is 1 point and 2/3 in Sente. And that is going to be, yeah, that is going to be crazy. How much is that in Gote? I don't even want to count. So that's a math problem. So that would be 3 point and a third in Gote. So 3 point and a third, that's much bigger than the other moves, right? So that's how we would count. So remember, this is the biggest move on the board right now because it's 1 point and 2/3 in Sente. In Sente, it's not in Gote. So if we multiply that by 2, it's a 3 point and a third in Gote. So that's how we would do counts in the game of Go, right? This is how, this is how the counting is done, right? The fact that you're seeing, these are things that we see all the time, right, when we play end games, but actually the counting involves a lot of thirds and stuff already, so it's already very interesting and a little bit tricky to figure out the value. But I hope this video gives you an idea as to how to count in a game of Go. And then I really encourage you to, in your game especially, to sit down and, especially towards the end game, count the values, figure out which one is bigger before you play them. And that's actually a very fun exercise. And that can save you a lot of close games that you're about to lose. And it can guarantee you the win, right? If you're good at endgame and you're leading. So anyway, so hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.